dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. So our primary focus is youth, is our kids, and improving their lives and as well through them improving the community. Okay, so why? So why did I want to be president? And actually, it's really funny because this past week, Glenn and Wilson had their club rush. And from their Facebook, it just totally brought into perspective why I want to. I'm going to read you some of these Facebook posts. This is from Olivia. She put, okay, so it's kind of fuzzy, so you guys can read it. She put up here, I'm going to just do it. It's really hard to read. Kiwanis has taught me to serve my community and lead through service. As I enter my last year as in Kiwanis, I can't even describe how much this organization has helped me grow as a person. Okay, I have here Jade. I have here, she says, 3 years ago, I joined the club that changed
my entire
okay. Changed my entire perspective on life. Brought me a new lifelong friends and gave me the opportunity to serve my community in ways I never thought I'd be able to. Next. Angelina, she says, my whole life I was a sheltered girl that never really got to do much. I was cynical and too realistic to think that I could change the world. That changing the world was a fantasy. Ever since I joined Kiwanis, I tasted adventure, and now I never want to let it go. I found out I was so young. I was so wrong. I can make a difference. Okay, next. Okay, and this is from Andrea, and then we go. I joined Kiwanis 3 years ago, and it literally changed my life. The impact Kiwanis has on me is huge, and even when I'm 90 years old, it will probably still remember why I decided to stay and take a larger part in such a wonderful organization. Now, I don't know about you guys, but before I joined Kiwanis, there wasn't something I was doing every day that was changing a person's life. That was impacting them so much that they will remember it until when they were 90. When I joined Kiwanis, back at Los Alamos High School, it changed my life dramatically. And so it left a lasting impact. And I totally wish I read that. It like totally clicked with me. Until I was 90, I felt like that when I was in high school. My parents both immigrated to the United States when I was 5 years old. My dad, based on my dad's talent, he was a photographer. And my mother worked in basically a sweatshop, sewing clothes, but she brought it home because there was no one to take care of me. And so when I came home from school, the first thing I did was drop off my books, drop off my clothes, and cut fabric. Because how many pieces of fabric we deliver that night determines how much food we put on the table. So my parents immigrating to the United States was absolutely nothing. And right now, my dad's business has 12 offices. And he's done really well, and he's did all that by himself. If most people, when he was working at a shop, my mother was taking the bus, we had no car, if you tell them that, you know, one day I'm going to manage over 1,000 employees, nobody would believe you. Everybody would be like, okay, you're joking. You're cutting fabric and sewing like until the wee hours. But they had dreams and they had visions and they wanted to make a better life for them. And a lot of the visions and dreams I'm going to put up here for Kiwanis might seem far-fetched, might seem really out of reach. But I feel like everything is out of reach unless you believe it's within reach. So Kiwanis really changed my life. Before Kiwanis, I was afraid to speak in front of people. Or Kiwanis, sorry. I was afraid to speak in front of people.
That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. I actually did not, I was president my junior year, but I did not run for president. I was pushed into running for vice president. And the first week of school, I found out that our president decided to move. And she was no longer in our school district. And so, guess what? That makes me president. And so I was pushed into the position when I was in Kiwanis, and it really changed my life. And if I can do one thing in my life, I want to help our SLPs, and I want to help them achieve greatness and make sure that they are not afraid to speak out and not afraid to go for the leadership. So that is why I want to be president. Okay, SWAT. So our strength, well, it's pretty obvious. Our strength is our youth. We impact their lives all the time, like every single day. I mean, Tina sees it all the time working in the schools. And Dave sees it all the time when the kids even come back from college. The first thing they do, they want to see us. So we're obviously doing something right. So our strength is our projects and Our weaknesses. Our weaknesses is that we don't have enough hands of service. We don't have enough people to do the things we want to do and to help the people we want to help. So even however many members we have, I'm not saying we don't have enough members, I'm saying we don't have enough hands of service. We need people out there doing the things that impact their lives, doing the things that really make a difference in our community. So, our opportunities. Just this past one, we had an installation where we had 277 people. Our opportunity is that we are known in our community as a club who's willing to do the work. When Del Haven has a project or work day, they invite us, they invite along to do mechanical stuff, I don't know. But they invite us because they know that we're the ones who do the work. Like Tim is actually, he was part of Rotary, but he even said, he says, you know, when you want people to really come out and really do the work, you think of one. When Don Crock's office was approached by the Special Olympics people to find someone to host town in Pasadena Heights, they called us, they emailed us, they emailed Dave, they emailed me, they emailed us because they know that we can get it done and we will take responsibility. So that is our opportunity, that we have already had this reputation in our community as being the ones who do the work. Our threats, and this is not a threat just to us, it's a threat. On all of America, service groups, Rotary, Lions, have been decreasing in membership for many, many, many years. All the clubs, all the service clubs are decreasing in membership, and so have us, we've been shrinking. So that is definitely a threat. We cannot, I want Kira to be part of Kiwanis, but we cannot have a Kiwanis if we are not around, if there's none of us left. So that is a threat facing all of America. America is a country that I think is very well known as a country that's willing to help. And so we need to get these people back into service organizations, back into the habit of helping, rather than